All right, everybody, it's 16 degrees. Happy Sunday. It's middle of January here in southern Indiana. We got snow. It's going to be around here for maybe another day or two. Then we're going to have a warming trend that's going to transition into some rain. But it should let the bees kind of break cluster a little bit and get out. This hive here has got a little bit of a dead bee bank up on the front. And thinking that with this warm up, that'll help them get that cleared out. So I've left the snow on top of here just to have a little bit of free insulation from the snow while it's still available. We've got this black plastic wrap, and even though it's 16 degrees today, you can feel just a little bit of warmth here that we're harvesting a little bit of free energy from the sun. I kind of think that it helps the bees be able to move just a little bit in the hive on these extra cold days, maybe positioning themselves closer to their food stores during the daytime hours so that when it gets down into the extra cold at night, they have plenty accessible to them. The other thing that I like about this is it seems to protect the woodenware over the winter. So it's kind of like putting the box inside for half the year here. I tuck up this black paper up underneath the roof, so all the water is just going to run off the side. And then another benefit is, because I can still make contact with the wood, I can put my ear up against here and listen for the bees inside. And they're really going at it right now. So I just got back from the North American Honeybee Expo, also coined NABI, but we'll call it North American Honeybee Expo, and took advantage of the Man Lake sale specifically that was going on there. They had a pretty good deal on the assembled painted boxes, and then they also had a really good deal on the frames, assembled frames. Not this type. This is the kind I really prefer, but because of the price, I ended up getting the permanent foundation. I think they're both going to be fine. Brought them inside, and you might get a little bit of a glimpse into that painting process, perhaps. But brought them inside, put an additional coat of paint on these boxes. I really feel like the paint that comes on them from the factory is probably good enough, but I'm really hoping to get at least 2 or 3 years out of the box before I have to repaint it again. So I bought some higher end paint, and I feel like the paint from the factory is kind of like the primer, and then I add my paint on top of that, and then I get to focus in on these joints. These finger joints are really the source of where a lot of failures start, so I try to get that real tight. But goal next year is to try to get most of these boxes executed or implemented outside with bees in it. I think it's going to be a stretch, honestly, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough boxes that I wasn't going to run out mid-season. So
how many did you buy?
I bought 20 more deep boxes,
okay,
and I bought 10 more honey supers. So I got the stack of honey supers right here. So these are all the honey supers that need to be kind of drawn out. So that's going to take a lot of effort from the bees to draw the comb out in here. I've got 4 honey supers that I drew out last year. So I'm going to use these as a way to really kind of get a quick jump start on some fast honey, because they should fill these up really quick. And then, of course, I've got just a few boxes here that actually have drawn comb in them, and then the rest is undrawn. So there's a large uphill climb that's ahead of us. Some of the 8 hives that we have right now have got some really old frames in it that I inherited when I bought the nukes. I've seen some of them have the plastic foundation that has the stamp from 2014. So that comb is black. And after attending several discussions and seminars on the black comb and the toxins that build up in the comb, I'm going to start filtering those out. So this next year, I'm going to take those 2014 frames, swap them with a brand new frame of this foundation, let the bees draw that out, and that should help the overall health of the colony. So it's all about the bees here. We're just really thinking about how can we really maximize the bees, and so planning on selling some of this stuff in here. We've got a couple lawn tractors that want to sell just for a little bit of extra money. And then I'd like to get this whole building reorganized so that it's made really for box storage. So get some of this lumber sorted out and moved over to another building or to another side of this building, and then really focus on having this organized where I have my deep boxes here, perhaps having deep box drawn comb, deep box undrawn comb, drawn honey supers, undrawn honey supers, empty boxes. Just get a little bit more organized and create this hub right here to really perform work efficiently. So this is our like hive slash nuke setup here. I didn't have much faith that the nuke on this side was going to make it. I look inside and I see a lot of dead bees in there. That's concerning to me. The bottom, I think, is really still doing a good job, and I believe the other side's still kicking. But hopefully we'll know here on February 1st. We're supposed to have a 50-degree day. It's going to be cloudy, unfortunately, but we're going to have a 50-degree day, and I'm hoping to get in, put my Apivar strips in, and also drop on some Hive Alive fondant patty onto all these to help kind of give these a boost to make it through the next 2 months. I had one epiphany that I wanted to share, and that is somebody told me that I should do Apivar treatments in the winter around this time, and I thought that was crazy. So I asked Apivar, and they said, yeah, this is a good time to put in a treatment if you can get a warm day. And I got to thinking about it, and this is a really economically great time to do an Apivar treatment, because the treatment suggests, doing 2 strips per every 10 frames of bees, and in the wintertime there is naturally less bees. So if you think about it, that same hive that's a double deep, they don't have 2 boxes full of bees right now. They probably have at best 1 box full of bees. So that treatment goes from needing 4 strips down to 2 strips, versus if I was to wait until later in the springtime, for example, then it would be exploded. I'd have to use more strips. It would impact my honey production because I couldn't be making honey while the treatment was on, or for 2 weeks afterwards. So I really feel like this early winter treatment is a really good idea.